Despite Sony recently removing the premiere of Beyond the Spider-Verse, which was originally set for March 2024, one of the creatives working on the project accidentally revealed the actual release date. Musician D4VD, also known as David Anthony Burke, dropped a bombshell in TikTok hinting that the Spider-Verse threequel is now aiming for a 2025 theater release. While the third installment has been indefinitely delayed, producers Phil Lord and Christopher Miller told fans it will be released when it's ready, stressing that the team needs more time to complete the trilogy. Interestingly, Lord and Miller have just been named the creative directors for the entire Sony's Spider-Man universe, overseeing all future animated and live-action projects. They're essentially becoming Sony's version of James Gunn for the franchise. Amy Pascal and Avi Arad will remain in their roles as executive producers, but the shift in the franchise's direction has thrilled Spider-Man fans, especially after the previous failures of Morbius and Madam Web. For now, though, Lord and Miller are laser-focused on Beyond the Spider-Verse. Actor Brian Tyree Henry, the voice behind Jefferson Davis, recently opened up about the progress and emotional intensity of the Beyond the Spider-Verse. According to him, fans should brace themselves for a gut punch when the film hits theaters. In a chat with Deadline, Henry hinted at the franchise's secret weapon, the close-knit family of Miles Morales. His comments have sparked speculation among fans, particularly about the potential canonical death of Miles's father, a major plot point in the second installment. Could Miguel be right after all? Honestly, I don't think so. Miguel's principles were already questioned at the end of Across the Spider-Verse when Gwen's father survived despite his supposed fate. The key was his decision to step down from his role as captain. Jeff Davis is likely to face a similar situation. Miles will save his father and his world with the help of another Miles, the Prowler who has already experienced the death of his own father and will strive to save this alternate version. It's practically confirmed that Miles from Earth 42 isn't a villain. He's a broken variant who became a vigilante. His New York is controlled by the Sinister Six, all due to the absence of Spider-Man. Ultimately, the two Miles will join forces, sharing a common goal by the middle of the threequel. But according to the latest leaks, Miles from Earth 42 won't be the only variant appearing in the third installment. The very title, Beyond the Spider-Verse, hints at numerous universes we haven't yet seen in the previous parts. It's already been officially confirmed that we'll see different versions of Gwen Stacy from other Earths, each with unique abilities and destinies. One rumor suggests we'll encounter a carnage-aged Gwen, as seen in Marvel Comics' Ultimate storylines. Beyond Gwen, we're also in for more variants of Miles, with the most likely being the older Spider-Man from the Miles Morales The End comic arc. In this storyline, a post-apocalyptic New York is in ruins, with Brooklyn living under a protective dome. The events take place on Earth TRN-779, where a nearly 60-year-old Miles decides to don the Spider-Man suit one last time to heroically protect Brooklyn's residents. There's speculation that the two Miles variants will end up in this universe and meet Old Man Miles, who will play a significant role in the plot by psychologically supporting the Prowler and helping him come to terms with his father's death. In short, Beyond the Spider-Verse promises to expand the already massive multiverse and introduce other Spider-Man variants. Although many are eager to see Tom Holland and Andrew Garfield's versions return, I wouldn't hold my breath. The conclusion of the Spider-Verse trilogy should focus on other aspects, avoiding cameo overload for the sake of it. Potentially, Beyond the Spider-Verse could make the trilogy one of the greatest in the genre's history. Recently, Rotten Tomatoes released a list of the 300 best movies of all time, with Into the Spider-Verse ranking 21st with a 97% critic score, making it the highest-rated superhero film on the list. Across the Spider-Verse closely followed, ranking 81st with a 95% critic score. This makes the Spider-Verse one of the few franchises with multiple films in the top 100. It could join the ranks of Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings trilogy or the first three Toy Story movies if Beyond the Spider-Verse meets or exceeds the quality of the first two films. It's challenging to create three great films, and rarely is each one considered on the same level. The Spider-Verse trilogy could be one of the greatest ever, but only if the third film is as good as or better than its predecessors. Across the Spider-Verse ended on a killer cliffhanger, with Miles accidentally landing on Earth 42, where his father was killed and the Sinister Six rule New York. This is also the universe where the spider that bit him came from, meaning there's no Spider-Man, and the alternate Miles has become the Prowler. Miles ends up captured and tied to a punching bag, but Gwen and the Spider team from the first film are already on their way to rescue him. This ending shocked many viewers, but also disappointed those who wanted a more conclusive finish. If Beyond the Spider-Verse turns out to be impressive, all will be forgiven, as the sequel will flow seamlessly into an epic finale upon re-watching. However, if the third installment doesn't deliver, it could taint the whole trilogy, making it less enjoyable knowing it falls short of its potential. It's doubtful that Beyond will falter given the series' past quality, but anything can happen. In short, Phil Lord and Chris Miller have a lot riding on this. With a stellar conclusion to the trilogy, they'll be more than capable of steering the entire Spider-Man franchise in movies.